Hi everybody, it's Samby. Come tour the 2025 New York Sheep and Wool Bumblebee Acres booth with me. We are in Building A, don't forget that, Building A, space 10 through 11. Hello everybody, and let's do the New York Sheep and Wool 2025 booth tour. It is all set up and the day before the festival, and we can't wait to show you what we brought. Now, because we are in Building A, you are most likely going to be coming from this end to our booth. We are right by Utopia Bath Limited. There is usually a line to get into our booth, so we put up these handy signs for you guys to look at while you are waiting in line to get in. These tell you everything about how to shop the booth if you haven't been in before, or in case you get flustered. I will tell you in a minute how it goes, and other people are setting up, so I might be moving around a bit. How to shop the booth. Yarns are organized by color with a different weight and blend on each rung. Details are on each label. And if you're looking for a show color, we have some great news. Almost everything, well, pretty much everything, and I mean everything in the booth was dyed especially for this weekend. So you can say that any color that you fall in love with is the show color. Now, if you have any other questions, you can look at the back of each label for all details on the yarn, including price, weight, blend, yardage, all of that stuff. And if you need any other assistance, ask one of us bees and we're happy to help you. The first thing you will see when you walk into the booth is the Lord of the Rings collection, right with the Winterfell cloak, the Turismara shawl, and the North Remembers cowl. That is right next to Outlander inspired. And you can hear Susan, our neighbor, in the background. Senby is here to help, of course. And over here you will see what we have of our Teddy texture packs and our Ziggy sock texture packs. These are all limited, all one-of-a-kind colors, and everything that is shown here is all we have for the show this year. Now, I'm not going to go through every single Lord of the Rings, Outlander, Holiday, Autumn and Halloween, Wildflowers, which are our Princess collection, our In a Galaxy collection, and then some other fun odds and ends like leftovers from our Kyoto collection. Our Jane Austen and other classics collection, including Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, and also some Bronte, Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorns and Roses, Harry Potter, and K-pop Demon Hunters and Studio Ghibli. I will not be going through every single color. You are going to have to come to the booth to see all of that, or look online later when we finally start posting these colors online for you to grab. But I am going to show you a slow walkthrough of all of the beautiful tones, dye styles, and how they look on the different yarn bases. I will be going through our yarn bases in a moment for you. Now you can also see that we have a bunch of patterns on the top. We have our Mountains of Minis right there. We have our Pinceau de Monet, our Teddy texture set, our Mon Cherie shawl, pumpkin hat, Return to Lallybroch. I mean, we have cozy hiker socks, sock a day socks, all of these patterns, including that new Romantasy shawl right there, and our awesome black lit version of our gathering shawl using one of these cute, super cool 13th cowl sets. You can see the 13th cowl up there. All of these are displayed. And let's show you in the black light. Ooh! Sorry when I film one hand if it's a little wiggly. All of these patterns are designed by us Bumblebees here in-house. They are designed by Carissa Troya, Sarah Troya, Samantha Troya, myself, and we test them and knit them directly from our own yarn, so you know when you buy one of our patterns that you will be getting something that works with the yarn you fell in love with in the booth. We have a limited number of fiber braids available as well. These are in autumn tones, some outlander tones, and also some throne of glass tones. If you turn around in the booth, you are going to find some more wildflowers and throne of glass colors, some tonals, and by some, I mean a ton of tonals, and some more patterns on display too for you. This tonal collection is gorgeous. It is huge, and it's just autumn, winter, and just the neutrally kind of gem tone, earthy tones that you will just fall in love with. I have fallen in love with them, so I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you will too, but I mean, we could have different tastes. One of us has to be wrong sometimes, you know? It's not me. Just kidding. Okay, my friends, let's go into the yarn bases we brought today. And let me just tell you, there are a lot of them. Not as many as we carry online, but a lot. Let's go into the Jane Austen collection. To kind of show you on Elizabeth and Darcy, I think will be our perfect example. It's nice and bright, it's showing up good in the light, and you can see some differences between each rung, right? You see that this is a little more faded than that color. That's a good example of how the different bases can sometimes work up different dyes. So this is our bubble sock. You will usually find it on the top left right here. It is 80% superwash merino, 20% silk. It makes beautiful socks, and I will also be wearing a sweater, and Queen Bee will be wearing a cowl made out of it this weekend. We have butter sock right next door, which is superwash merino, cashmere, and silk. So you know how a lot of people have MCN yarn? We have MCS, and it is just divine. Both of these make amazing socks. Shawls, sweaters, honestly, you can do anything with these yarns. Right below, we have our squishy sock. This is one of our workhorse cult classic sock yarns. It is a merino nylon 4-ply. It takes color beautifully, and you can see that the color is beautiful on all three of these. Again, squishy sock, bubble sock, and butter sock. They each have slight differences though. As you can see, this is a little richer, the speckles are even more defined, and it's just a little deeper. When you mix silk and cashmere, it kind of mutes things out. Same with our Divine sock. Now, Divine sock is a gorgeous blend, and you will notice I am flipping these over to show you the back label. You can do that on any yarn in the booth. I recommend double checking your label before you leave your station, your rack, wherever you are. This place is usually crowded full of people, but definitely check and make sure on the back of each label that you have the right yarn blend you want. Now, Divine Sock is one of our only non-wool yarns. It has alpaca, silk, and cashmere in it. So this is beautifully soft. When you touch it, you will notice it is one of the softest things, if not the softest thing in the booth. And you will see that although it can get some nice speckles, depending on the color, it can sometimes mute those out, and it will mute out some of the other colors as well. That is just because it's alpaca. It's non-superwash, and it's also got that silk and cashmere. Now underneath here is where we start getting a little bit of a thicker yarn. We have our Coquette sock. Now Coquette sock also takes colors beautifully deep and rich like squishy sock. It is just a little bit different. Now you will notice when you feel them, squishy sock's a little bit more smooth. This is a 3-ply opposed to a 4-ply, so it has some magical properties. It spreads out a little bit in each stitch, a little bit more than the round 4-ply of a squishy sock does. That's the same thing for this cashmere silk butter sock, and I also say that happens a little bit with Divine Sock as well. If you don't have an even number of plies, you are more likely to get a little bit more air in your knits, and your stitches fill out a little bit better. Coquette Sock looks a little bit thicker, and it is technically a little less yardage per gram, but it knits down to a 0 perfectly, and it also knits up to a 9, and it just fills out its stitches so gorgeously. I sometimes call it a faux DK. If you hold it two together, you get a true DK. I mean, it is just, you can do anything with this. Also, when you see variegated yarns like this one here, and you aren't sure what to make, you can always hold one strand of your variegated with either a complementing color like this one here, or on itself, and you will get a little bit more of a marled, a little more of a wearable, less color blocky pooling effect. It looks a little more hand spun. Next to Coquette Sock. Oh, and let me just tell you, Coquette Sock is also superwash and nylon, but it is Corriedale wool. That's because it's got a little bit longer of a staple length that allows it to be spun in a way that isn't as tight as merino, and it won't pill on you, it won't fuzz out on you. It really holds up incredibly, and it's still super soft. Next door to Coquette Sock, we have our non-superwash. So we have a few non-superwashes in the booth. That would be our Spun Sugar, Sassenach DK, which is this guy, and Divine Sock. They are all non-superwash. But Sassenach DK is another beautiful 3-ply. It has a lot of yardage, so it fills out its stitches really amazingly well like a DK, but it's got yardage more like a sport. And it is non-superwash merino and silk. Absolutely divine. Because it's non-superwash, the colors will be a little muted in it. And because it's silk, it'll be a little muted as well. So usually if you have non-superwash, the colors and speckles are just not as sharp. If you can see that difference. This is a nice sharp high definition speckle, and this is a little bit more of a muted blendy speckle. And that's just one of the cool details of non-superwash. Now down on the bottom, we have Squishy DK. This is the same as Squishy Sock, except twice as thick. It makes amazing thick socks. It makes amazing towels, hats, anything you want. And next door we have 100% superwash BFL, that's Blue Face Leicester, in an Aran weight. And it is just gorgeous. This is our Sasquatch Aran, and it knits down into, because again, if you notice, we really like these fluffy yarns that fill out their stitches really well, but also knit down to a smaller gauge if you would like. Our Aran knits down into worsted patterns just perfectly. And then underneath, in the tubs, you will find a different array of either kits, project bags, leftover colors, extra yarn bases, or just other fun goodies. Down here, we have our Neon Nep yarn, Tweedy Neon Spun Sugar, and it is a superwash merino, super fine alpaca, neon Danico Nap, and linen fingering. So this is super cute, and let me show you. It glows so cool under the black light. Look at that. So neat. Now let's talk tonals. The tonal section is a little different than all of our other racks. So most of our colorways you will find in those bases I just showed you, in the order that I showed you. Colors that are labeled as wildflowers like these, you might find some different and more unique bases that aren't in other blends. Like we have Tweed DK. You can find this over in the tonals, but you can also find maybe some Tweed Aran. You can also find in very few colors including tonals, our gorgeous, soft, super delicious 100% superwash merino zebra effect fingering. Now, the zebra effect sort of works up a little bit more like pooling in your projects, but it's just super cute. It's in a few colorways, including our Hex Girls colorway and our Witch's Ghost colorway and Jack-o'-lantern. Our autumn collection is huge and beautiful. We don't usually bring an autumn collection to Rhinebeck just because, well, Christmas is on the horizon, so this is our first time. And yeah, even though autumn and Halloween are like literally a little too close to knit for this year, it's awesome to get your colors figured out for next year and cast on your project now. Like, why not cast it on now and get it ready for next year? We have a gorgeous holiday inspired collection. Instead of putting this online this year, we decided to bring it here to New York first. The Outlander colors, literally cult classics and newbies. Just look at those. Oh, this is a new one. This is a new one. The Lord of the Rings collection, just beautiful. Now, I'm going to try to show you the outside of the booth really quick without being in anyone's way. We have knitting kits in tons of different colors. Almost every single one has a different color blend and a different pattern. So definitely check these out and look at each individual one. You may not be able to read the yarn bases in each and every one, but if you have questions and you want to know, just come and find one of us bees and we are more than happy to tell you what color each and every one is. We make them all ourselves, so we can actually tell you, except for maybe Broby, he may not know all the names, but we can tell you what each and every colorway is. More kits over here, and then our awesome pattern display. I am so excited about this year. Ooh, so many patterns. And the best part is that you can look at this as you're waiting in line to get in while you're getting a breather from being in so many crowds, or just to kind of figure out which pattern you want. We have more patterns down here than we have displayed in the booth. And we have even more patterns online. So please, please feel free to take a picture of this and then follow that QR code in your images later. And it will take you to our Ravelry store, and then you can read all of these. Oh, bless you. You can read all about all of our patterns in detail in the comfort of your own home. Hi, Cindy. Hi. So I wanted to show you guys really quick our neon blacklight display. I showed you this a moment ago, but this is truly so cool. We got a little bit of inspiration from another vendor, Knits and Pearls at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool. She had her neons displayed with a black light, and we thought, you know, why don't we display our neons with a black light? Duh. We've been dyeing neons since literally the beginning. So without further ado, I will show you what everything is in here. We have that neon spun sugar. We have Witch's Ghost. We have Calcifer. We have K-pop Demon Hunters right next to Derpy Tiger and Sussy Bird. We have our 13th cowl and our gathering shawl, as I showed you before, and we have the kits for those guys right down here, and also down that way with other autumnal minis by the Halloween and autumn section. When you get to checkout, you will find our heel and toe minis. These are all 20-gram minis. We have sock weight and DK. We have DK on the top in a bunch of colors. We have coquette sock in the middle, and we have squishy DK down here. And these are in our favorite sock yarns. So that would be squishy DK, coquette sock, and squishy sock. But anyway, I'm sorry about all the crazy background noise, but it just is what it is. We have our very hot and advertised online sock sets. They come with a squishy sock set a really cute little felt progress keeper, and a matching project bag. And each set contains a different color, a different project bag, and you will find that we have cute Thanksgiving, Halloween, and autumn inspired ones as well. The colorways are on the back and all the information of what you get in each one, as well as a little pumpkin for the autumn and Halloween ones. Over here we have Notions, and yeah, sorry about that car beeping back there. I don't know whose it is. We have Notions pouches, which have everything that you could need, which are crochet hooks, a needle threader, a little beekeeper, a nail file, a cable needle, a pair of scissors, and a beautiful leatherette measuring tape. Or just the basics. These guys just have a scissor, a measuring tape, and a darning needle. Oh, and then of course I dropped one. We have just some needle gauges left. We have those cute felt bee and pumpkin progress keepers you can grab. We have cord, what are these called again? Stitch cords, stitch holder cords. I always get them all tangled up in my head, but they will keep your stitches from getting tangled, which is awesome. You can slide them onto your needle, and then you slide all your stitches onto them, and they will hold your stitches until you get to that next section. So you don't need to carry a bunch of other cords or extra needles with you when you're doing things like neckbands, sleeves, etc. And finally, we have our New York Sheep and Wool 2025 sticker. Oh, maybe I should show this a little bit better. This is super cute. It also looks like our project bag totes that we brought along that I will show you in a minute. These have a picture of our ad for this year that's in the festival brochure. Well, I guess not exactly brochure, catalog. It also has a picture of our farm, so our goats. Actually, this tree is right behind our booth. I will show you in a moment. It's still beautiful, but it's a little less turned. Yep, those are the guys. Whatever, maybe it'll turn a little bit more. We have our cute little baby sheep. We have our favorite New York pizza place. We have little leaves and little bits of yarn. It's just super cute and scrapbooky. You can also get this design on this super cute tote bag. Just ask at register and we will give you your already packaged and very clean in its manufacturer packaging tote bag right at checkout. There's only a limited number of these, only 25. So, you know, when they're gone, they're gone. And then we have the sticker in a few more quantities than just 25. I also brought bee stickers, our 2024 sticker in case you missed it from last year. Look at how cute this little watercolor one is. And then we have our 2023 sticker. They're all very different and all super cute. And prices are listed here. Okay guys, that is all for now. I hope that you found this video helpful for traversing the Bumblebee Acres 2025 booth at New York Sheep and Wool. It is totally gorgeous, if I do say so myself, and us bees are so excited to see you. Safe travels, and we'll see you at the festival. Bye!